Rosh Hashanah Daf Chav Ches, how's everybody doing? According to rabbis we had the other day, if one blows the shofar inside a pit, and as he's blowing the shofar comes out of the pit, we're not choishish that perhaps his head, his ears came out at a different time than the shofar and he's yaitza. However, if a person hears part of the tekiah before daybreak, before Amud HaShachar, and part of it after Amud HaShachar, he's not yaitza, because part of the tekiah was not a kosher tekiah, whereas in the pit, the entire tekiah was kosher. Rav Yehuda says that if you use the shofar of an oila, carbon oila, before it's shechted, you cut the shofar off, it's also to use it as a shofar. However, that's only lechatchila. But if you went ahead and you blew the shofar, you're yaitza. Why? Because by you blowing in the shofar, you're moil, and you take it out into chulin, it's now your shofar and you're yaitza. After there's a zrika done to the blood of the oila, then you could go ahead and use the shofar. It's the kayan shofar. Avodah Zarah would have the same halacha. You should not use Avodah Zarah shofar, but if you do, you're yaitza. Kachim kalim like a Shloime, where there's no concept of me'ila in it for that, then by you blowing it, it doesn't go out to chulin, and if it doesn't go out to chulin, you're not yaitza. Rava says, even kachim kalim, you are yaitza, because of his concept, mitzvahs lav lehenos nitnu. Mitzvahs are given as a burden, not for you to benefit. You have zero benefit from performing a mitzvah, and therefore you're allowed to yaitza with that shofar. If it's a shofar of ir hanidachas, meaning the 51% of the city, Rav city, is doing the Avodah Zarah, so you have to kill them and destroy all the property. But the property there is missing from the shear. And over here we have a shear, you have to be able to hold it, you have to be able to blow from it. Whatever the shear is, that shear is missing, and therefore you're not yaitza at all. If a person is mudar hana, he says, I am not going to use that particular shofar, you're permitted to blow from the shofar. Again, Mrs. Lav, if you're mudar hana from your friend is allowed to blow for you, because, once again, mitzvahs lav nehenes. If you're mudar hana from the meichatos, it's the water that you sprinkle on somebody that's tamei, you're allowed to use that meichatos, provided it's not the summer that you want to cool off, only in the winter. And if you're mudar hana, let's say from a body of water, you're permitted to toivel in that body of water in the winter, once again, not in the summer, because then you'll have a side benefit that's cooling you off. Kafai shade, a demon possessed a person, in other words, there's a mental illness of some sort, a person is not yaitza because he's a shaita. Now, if a guy or this demon possessed him and he made him eat matzah, he's yaitza because nehena. He had ana, and as he had ana, if he eats something and that causes him to be over an avera like chelav, we say, why is he over? Because he has ana. So to the flip side, he would be over, and he would be mekayim the mitzvah of matzah. Rabbah says mitzvahs lo tzrichas kavana, ein tzrichas kavana. You don't have to have kavana when you do a mitzvah. Therefore, if a person takes a shofar and blows the shofar for a song, he will be yaitza mitzvahs tkiyas shofar. If a person is mechaven his heart by kriyishma, in other words, he's going through a sefer Torah as a shofar, so he should have in mind to say the words, and when he's saying the parsha of kriyishma, he's yaitza with that. Shofar, Megillah, those two things he should have kavana to hear. If a person is making short sounds with a shofar, he has zero intent to do a real sheer shofar, and by mistake he did a nice tekiah, he's not yaitza, because he didn't have in mind to make the sound of a shofar. If a person sleeps in a sukkah after sukkahs, the day after, he doesn't get malchus. Why? Because once the mitzvah of sukkah is over, you're not, or any mitzvah, you're not over on Baal Taisef. The isser of Baal Taisef of adding to mitzvah is only when the mitzvah is there and available. According to Rava, you are over, but you have to have kavana to be yaitz the mitzvah of sukkah after sukkahs. However, to be over the mitzvah when it's the time of the mitzvah, or to be mekayim the mitzvah, according to Rava, you don't need to have kavana. A kayin who adds another bracha, Yivarecha Hashem Yishmerecha, but he adds his own pasuk, or he adds another application of the dam, he's over. According to Rabbi, he's over because the entire day is considered zman for the application of dam, for duchening, because if somebody comes to you and says, hey, could you please duchen a second time, you duchen, so therefore it's the zman of duchening, so you're over. According to Rav Shemen, since you're not mechuyev to duchen if you don't want to, so you see that you're over even in a situation of shaloi bizmanoi, when it's not even the time to do the mitzvah, you're still over. Have a wonderful day.